So if you've ever worked on your own car, you know that the right tools make a big difference. Having the wrong tools can cause you more problems than solutions. So we always want to make sure that we've got the right tools before we even start the job. Today, I'm going to show you what tools I actually have in the garage that save time, save money, and make working on your car a whole lot more worthwhile. So let's get into it. Welcome back if you've been here before. If not, my name is Craig, and this is Papa's Custom Cars, where we fix real problems and save real money. Hey, before we jump in today, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Stronica. If you're doing wiring, electrical upgrades, or repairs, having the right tools makes a huge difference. I've been using these here in the shop, and I'll show you exactly how they work as we go. So, all right, up first is a good socket set. Now you'll notice, and somebody brought this up, not all of us can afford tools. You'll notice that I've got a combination of different manufacturers' tools here, from cheap to expensive. And these are all impact sockets and such that I've gathered up over the years. So yeah, I understand that not everybody can afford everything, but you want to start with at least a basic socket set. Quarters, halves, and quarters, 3/8 and ½ inch drive. Ratchets, if you can't afford you can't afford the impact. These are relatively inexpensive. They're under $20 on the Jungle site. Got your ratchets, extensions, all kinds of stuff. And then you get into your specialty things, which if you're going to be working on cars, you'll have to buy these. And it's one of those things that you acquire over time. You can't run out there and buy everything at once. You can get a good tool set for a relatively decent price. And I do suggest you step up and do buy some good impacts and that type of thing, because some of the cheaper ones, as you'll learn as time goes on, can cause problems. So the really nice ones, definitely good to have. You're going to use them almost every single job you have, from brakes, suspension, engine. It all starts here. Remember, again, don't go cheap. Cheap sockets round off bolts and cause problems that you have to solve later. But here we have 1/4 inch, we have 3/8, we have ½ inch. Those are going to be your common sizes. And then you're going to have metrics and then standards. So depending upon the type of car you're working on. But like I say, you can go to the Jungle website, you can go to Harbor Freight. All these guys offer a full tool set with most of the sockets that you're going to need. The next thing on the list is going to be your impact wrenches. They're an impact gun. This is more of an impact wrench. It's a ratcheting wrench that works just like a ratchet, but it also has power. You've got a ½ inch. I've got a 3/8. Definitely saves you a bunch of time. I guarantee you, once you go to these, you aren't going back. Saves a bunch of time, takes off bolts that would normally fight you. This particular one I got from Temu, I believe it was. This particular one, I took apart the whole entire front end of the Nova, all the suspension and everything, with one battery. So don't think just because it's cheap doesn't mean it won't work. Get some good batteries, or get multiple batteries. You can get those too, and they're relatively inexpensive. Definitely a way to go is impact wrenches. Again, I bought these cheap. This I got on Temu. This one I believe I got on the Jungle website. This particular one I bought in an auction in a set. So there are ways to get the tools you need at a lower price, or should say a discounted price. Just because they're discounted doesn't make them cheap. Are you still using these things to cut wires and connect your wiring together in your car, truck, or home? Ditch this thing. Have I got a new one for you? Today's sponsor, Stronica. Stronica makes all kinds of products for wire care that will help you along your way. Tools like a crimper that ratchets closed, so it easily holds on to your butt connectors and allows you to hold the wire while you've got this holding onto your butt connectors. They also offer wire strippers. If you've never used a pair of these, boy, you got to get yourself some. These things are the only way to go. You can adjust your cutting distance and all that fun stuff with these. Great product to use. Then, of course, they have their own line of heat shrink butt connectors, both soldered and unsoldered in all different sizes. Definitely a way to go. So if you want to keep your wiring in nice shape, these heat shrink connectors will work great. The wire crimping tool is one of the best that you can get because it has that ratcheting action. It's very strong, not like that old school type. Features the polished jaw, the high precision ratchet, and ergonomic handle. So it definitely makes crimping your wires a lot better. The wire strippers offer the adjustable knob, the length adjustment for the wire you want to cut, the copper wire cutter down here in the bottom, uh, the insulated terminal crimpers if you need to use those, and of course the non-insulated connector too. So definitely a nice set of tools to have. So if you're looking to complete your electronic connector tools, Haystronica is the way to go. Take it from me, I love these things. So the next thing on the list are torque wrenches. Most people overlook these, and they shouldn't. This is one of the most important tools you can have, whether you're just changing tires, doing brakes, all the way down to tearing apart an engine. These two tools here can save you time and money down the road because you're torquing things and setting things up to the proper specifications that are required by the manufacturer. It makes sure that you're doing it right and to the proper torque sequence, and that way you don't have to worry about things falling off down the road. So one of the most important tools you can have are a set of torque wrenches. Even if you only have the big one or the other, definitely want at least a half-inch one. You can use it for everything else. This one does inch pounds. If you're dealing with smaller things, this is a good one to have. This one, again, I bought both of these inexpensive, I believe, off the Jungle website. So they came with their own little cases and everything. So definitely something you want to make sure you get. So the next item on the list is a multimeter. It doesn't have to be this complex. This was a gift that I got years ago. So it's definitely a really, really nice one. This one's like 10 bucks. This one's like 10 bucks on Amazon. So you can get an inexpensive one. And then you've got the ones that you can buy, the little tiny ones that they have at Harbor Freight. You see Derek at Vice Grip Garage use them all the time. They're inexpensive and they do the job. You can measure voltage and everything you need to do with one of those multimeters. As I say again, this one is a more advanced one. It has dwell and all that stuff, so I can set my points and all that kind of thing. You may not need something this extensive. The little, $10 one would work just fine for you. So definitely want to have a multimeter in your toolbox. So the next item on the list is a good scan tool. Now, they make different levels of these depending upon how much you want to spend. This particular one's about $400 to $500. This one over here is I think it's under $50, and that one uses your phone. My son has one that costs about $100. So they have these in all different kinds of price ranges. So you can afford to buy one of these. And what's really nice about it, especially if you have a new car, is you plug this into your OBD and it tells you exactly what's wrong with the car, as opposed to playing guessing games with it. Yeah, you can go to an auto parts store and you can scan one, but nothing works as good as one of these big controllers, because it will tell you things that one at the parts store will just give you a code. This one will actually break down the code. You can test things with it. You can do all kinds of things with this scanner that you can't do with a scanner like this. Sure, with this one you can read the code, that's what's wrong with it. You can clear the codes and do all that kind of fun stuff, but this one will actually tell you what the problem is. What is neat about these is there are updates that are available for them. Not just this one, but my son's $100 one. It also has updates, and you can go in and you buy a subscription to these, and it'll update your your program every time it needs to be updated. Anything that could be, this is all updates since I used it less than a month ago. So again, it will update as needed for your car or for whatever you're using. So these are a really good tool to have. If you have a more modern car, this is what puts the whole package together for you and tells you what's going on. When it comes to working on anything, safety is key. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Good jack stands and a good jack are going to be the safest thing you can possibly have. This is overkill for your car, but you know what? I put a car on this, I never have to worry about it. These things are rated higher than regular old cheap jack stands. Got these at Harbor Freight years ago, and they've followed me around forever. I've got a set of 4 of them. I can put this car up on jack stands, or any of my cars, all the way up on jack stands, all the way at the top, and these things are so heavy duty, I don't have to worry about the car falling on top of me, which is the main concern here. Is you want to put safety in as a priority. The other is a jack. This particular jack is a 3-ton jack, and for what I need in here, that's perfectly fine. Some of you have a bigger truck or something like that, and just may need up to a 5-ton, but this 3-ton works just great for me around the shop. Again, I bought these at Harbor Freight. They were relatively inexpensive, but this should be one of the first tools you have after you've got wrenches and everything, because if you're going to change a tire or do anything or work on your brakes, you need to put it on the jack stand just to be safe. Buying them used is kind of cool. You can go on Marketplace. You can find all kinds of tools that are lower priced. This particular one, I bought it at an auction. It was a return. And it was a return because one of the cylinders was leaking just a tiny bit of oil. All I had to do was go in there and tighten it just a tiny bit, and the leak stopped, fill it back with fluid, and I've got me a good jack. I think I paid $50 for it. You can find them on Amazon return auctions. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's always got a great deal, usually around $70 or $80 for a good jack. And really, that's all you need. So again, the nice thing about this particular jack is the other tool that you need that I'll show you next is a breaker bar. Well, this handle comes off, and that makes a nice breaker bar extension. So let's go over here and I'll show you the next thing you need. So the next thing on the list is a breaker bar. A breaker bar will help you with those stubborn bolts. You can tell all the nicks and stuff in mine. This one's been used quite frequently to break things loose. So it's always good to have a breaker bar. And like I said, with that jack handle, I can make this breaker bar 4 feet long without any trouble at all. The other thing is basic hand tools, a set of wrenches. Now these are combination wrenches, and if I'd have known about these before I bought my regular wrenches, I'd have a set of these. These are ratcheting wrenches, so it makes it really nice. You can just ratchet off a bolt. So definitely a nice thing to have. All else fails, you've got your regular wrenches that you can get relatively inexpensive at most parts stores. Again, auctions, Amazon, all that kind of thing. So it's definitely, something you want is a set of basic hand tools. It can be basic wrenches, both American and metric, depending upon what you're working on. But you definitely want this in your toolbox too. And my suggestion is the ratcheting ones, because once you've used them, you'll never go back. So my life started out with something like this. When I was going to automotive tech, back when I was in high school, I started out with a basic set of Craftsman tools. Graduated to one of these sets that I purchased somewhere, and then I moved on to the bigger stuff. And again, it's expensive to buy tools, especially new ones, especially high-end stuff, but you can always start at the bottom. This I bought because it was a scratch and dent model, didn't have the tools in it. I had to straighten out the metal and everything, and I got myself a really nice top box. This bottom one had a big giant dent in the top of it. Bought it at Napa. This is a very expensive toolbox. I think I paid $250 for it because it was a scratch and dent at Napa. You can find the deals. You've just got to look out there for them. Marketplace, local swap meets, all that kind of thing. You can go there. You can find and put together a good set of tools. And if you're going to be working on a car, this is what you've got to have, is a decent set of starter tools. You can buy a full kit at your Harbor Freight store or on Amazon, I always suggest go to someone where you can return it if there's an issue with it. Harbor Freight's got a great return policy on their tools. They stand behind them, and they have different levels for you. So again, if you're getting started working on cars, a basic tool set's really all you need. You're probably not going to run out and buy the really expensive scan tool, but they have scan tools out there at a very low price. Wrench sets, all that kind of thing. You can either buy it new, you can buy it secondhand, run over to Harbor Freight, grab a whole kit. And that way, if you ever, it's going to have pretty much everything you need. And then if you need the specialty things, you just add that later on. This toolbox and all these tools probably took me 20, 30 years to put together. I've drugged tools around my whole life. I've still got wrenches in here that I grew up with. I have 2 screwdrivers in my toolbox, 2 Craftsman, a Phillips and a regular that my dad has had for years, and I always got yelled at when I was a kid for taking them and not putting them back, and now they're mine forever. But again, it's one of those things where if you're going to work on cars, you need a basic set, and those are kind of the things you kind of need to get basic. Again, like I said, the code readers, those are a little bit on the high end. You can buy an inexpensive one, or just run over to your auto parts store and have them scan it for you. Sorry about you folks in California, you don't have the right to do that unless they change the law. If they do, put it in the comments. So again, if you want to save money, you want to save time, make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and hang out on my channel or watch for the next video, because everything that I do is trying to save you money, trying to teach you a little bit about a little bit, because you don't have to know everything when you start out. This is definitely a way to do it. But again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.